Ben, welcome to GIBS, and thank you so much for visiting us from China. As you know, South Africa and China are very good friends, and so it should come as no surprise that brothers with almost similar names, GIBS and ZIBS, should find each other and build such a strong bond. It's been a long time coming.
It has been.
We have been interrupted by COVID. We signed this agreement in 2020, but we're not able to connect until recently.
Right.
But of course, in the meantime, we have continued to renew our friendship, and this gives us an opportunity to take our friendship to an even higher level. I wonder if you could share with us some of your first impressions of our country and how you and your delegation, including our friends from Ant Group, have found your time here in South Africa.
Thank you. First of all, thank you, Maurice, for inviting us, for hosting us. It has been a wonderful experience for me personally, but also for my delegation. This time we are traveling all the way just to South Africa, mainly hosted by you at GIBS. Okay, not because that the names are similar, but mainly because we share similar approaches to how we should connect the world. That's the motto ZIBS as well. And the team, together with the Ant Group representative, came all the way to search for opportunities to partner, to strengthen a partnership, to establish a partnership, and that is where we are at. And I think we are making a lot of good progresses. And I want to thank you for your personal leadership and the commitment to this long-term sustainable relationship going forward.
When business schools typically partner, and they partner on student exchanges and sometimes on faculty exchanges, with the emphasis on the word exchange. What I saw in our collaborations and engagements in the past 2 days is that it's okay to exchange, but it's not enough. What is important is how we contribute to each other and how we build each other. And it's wonderful that we have different strengths, and then we bring those strengths to each other as gifts. Of course, I've got my own ideas about the strengths that you have. I wonder if you could reflect on what you've seen here and on the kind of strengths you've seen that we could bring to the people of ZIBS and the ZIBS ecosystem.
And the last 3 days, basically, since we came to this.
Of course. I forget when we broke bread together on the first day in this. I'm all business, so apologies.
No. Okay. So last 3 days have been wonderful, as I said earlier, that we have had the opportunity to see different parts of South Africa. We were in, other, institutional partners there, and from the northern part to Johannesburg. And I can see the differences of different regions that are developing, and in the meantime, great opportunities for us to contribute, especially from the digital transformation. That is a great opportunity for South Africa and Africa in general. And for GIBS, we are overly very impressed with your achievements, a lot of progress that you have made. For ZIBS, we are younger brother of GIBS. So we believe that we are taking a lot of good things from you. And we want to thank you for your really open approach to sharing your experiences, your best practices. Even this wonderful studio is something we have always wanted to do, but we somehow didn't make it happen yet. So we're going to take all these great ideas that we have learned from GIBS trip back to China, back to ZIBS, so that we can be even closer to GIBS as a good partner.
Absolutely. So for me, I don't know where to start because there's so many positive things. But I suppose it's good to start at the philosophical level, at the belief system. So from that perspective, I think it is important that we continue to build, encourage, and expand South-South collaborations, South-South relationships, because a good relationship is one that is built on humility, one that is built on respect, and one that is built on people feeling that they are valued, as opposed to sometimes our North-South relationships feel unbalanced, and that's not good. And so what I've enjoyed in meeting your team, in meeting with you, in really strengthening our friendship, is the sense of we come together as equals. We come together really willing to learn from each other and to share our practices, share our experiences, and challenge each other. And you know, what I really enjoyed is we were not marketing to each other.
We didn't have to.
No, we didn't have a marketing professor, but we didn't have to market to each other. What we were doing is we were sharing and thinking and challenging, and it was good. And so for me, from a culture point of view, what is positive is that GIBS is like that. So we don't like this idea of saying when we are with guests, we can't challenge each other. Or when we are with other leaders, we challenge each other privately, we challenge each other publicly, because it is a university. And I saw many elements of that. So of course I could talk about your focus at the intersection of digital and financial inclusion, and the connections that you make there, and you do wonderful work there, and which really speaks to what some of the work that we want to do as well. As you know, we are keen to address climate injustice, we are keen to address digital injustice, and we are keen to address social injustice. But in my view, none of that is possible if you are not dealing with people that you can trust, if you're not dealing with people that who have a shared value system. And if I can focus on anything, for me was that that shared sense of values that I saw in our collaboration, and I'm very grateful for that. For you to bring your team. I know my team right now is busy running around, so they're not able to join us at this point. But I hope you also got a sense of generosity from my team as well. And when we have a return visit, you'll have an opportunity to also experience us in your community.
Absolutely, we'll be very much looking forward to hosting you and your team, in China, and talking about the global South, and that represents probably 85% of global population. Between Africa and China alone, we're talking about probably about 35% of the global population. There are a lot of good things that we can share the best practice. We can share some of the lessons so that you don't have to, go through the similar some processes that we went through. And in digital economy, in various development models, for example, I think Africa probably is closer to China than to the so-called north of the world, because we have similar, I guess, sometimes history, especially recently. So, and the people have a lot, in common in many ways. And where I come from, Zhejiang, there are a lot of so-called Zhejiang enterprises who are actually branching into, Africa. They want to share some of their, expertise, their experiences with the African people, so that you can find a more effective approach to your own development, just like what China has been, fortunately, been able to do over the last 40 years.
And it's wonderful that you talk about enterprises, and of course, yes, this morning you spent a time with an ecosystem business that is encouraging other enterprises in the digital economy. And of course, we had a conversation between our two really important corporate partners about what is possible in providing digital skills and knowledge and experience to the ecosystem, not just in China or in Africa, but in many other parts of the world. So I'm very excited about the possibilities that we have to support enterprises.
Yes.
Because after all, we are business people,
Yeah.
so we must be careful not to forget that at the core, we are here to serve business for society. And so I'm very excited about our possibilities in this regard.
Equally, I'm very, very excited and looking forward to closer partnership between GIBS and ZIBS, between Africa and China. And as we're actually going to have the BRICS summit, right, in this country, in this city. So I think it's a good sign that we are going to further promote the bilateral and the multilateral relationships.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
So as we turn around and we look at these screens and as we conclude, isn't it wonderful that we can walk from GIBS to ZIBS and from ZIBS to GIBS in such a seamless way, and hopefully use this as an example of what a true partnership looks like.
It is the seamless partnership. Okay. Thank you. Thank you, Morris.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you.